Welcome. All right, EJ's got me all, I feel like I'm on stage today because he's like, sit here, stand there, move this, do that. So I'll try to follow. I really just want to say thanks so much for coming. We're excited today to talk about, this transformative project. But I do want to start with some just sincere condolences to Dick Grote's family. Obviously, we learned of his passing early this morning, and just a legend and an icon in the business, and has meant so much to not just our basketball program, but to this entire city of Pittsburgh. And on behalf of the athletic department, we want to send our condolences to their family. So I want to start with that, and then we're going to jump into Victory Heights and what you might see as you walked in here at some point. So I'm going to stand up and move over, right? Stage and over, stage left. All right. I'm going to jump in here. Okay. So you've heard the words Victory Heights, right? And you've obviously seen a lot of dirt moving, construction trucks everywhere. And today we wanted to share with you really what the completion of Victory Heights will end up looking like, and talk a little bit about the impact that it's going to have within our department, and most importantly, for our student athletes who come to Pitt and represent us every day. So with that, I'm going to show you a quick video that'll you'll capture, and we'll obviously send all this information to you from EJ and the team, but take it away. So you all need letters of intent, right? Are you coming to play volleyball, wrestling, gymnastics at Pitt? We'll sign you up. I will tell you that we're going to walk through a presentation and give you some of these images, and certainly it's not lengthy, but by all means, if you want to stop and ask me questions along the way, certainly do so, and obviously you can ask questions at the end too. But I don't want you, if you want more detail about something that I don't hit on, I'm welcoming you to stop me and ask questions. So this project is the result of, a lot of people and a lot of vision by all of our team that had the opportunity to really take a look at what we've done historically here at Pitt, and then where we need to go and what we need to do competitively in the future. And I'll just say this project is going to transform Pitt athletics. It is going to transform our campus. It is really our demonstrated commitment to comprehensive excellence. We talk a lot about it, and we believe in it. We've recruited the right coaches here to do it. We've recruited the right kids, and now our facilities will finally match our expectations. And so with that, I'll take you. This is the view coming up towards the Pitt, right? And the Pitt is on the left-hand side, and this is our new arena here under the rooftop, there, and then the Sports Performance Center. It's one entire building connected underneath but you'll see it as two sort of separate buildings. It's about 240,000 square feet. You have all the details on the one-sheeter, so I'm not going to go through lots and lots of details about it, but the beauty of it is, in Pittsburgh, right, there's nothing flat, there's nothing simple about construction projects. So we're really fortunate. HNTB, the architects, did an extraordinary job with the design. Gilbane and Massaro are doing the construction of this entire project. And it's going to fit right in here in this space. I know everyone always says, where are you going to build something? Well, you can figure it out. And if you have the right people on your team doing it, we'll figure it out. So this is just sort of an aerial look. We'll go into more about the rooftop, but this is a look into this strength conditioning facility on that sports performance center. They're going to have the best views and obviously of the area. And you'll be able to walk up through in between the Peterson Event Center and the new Arena and Sports Performance Center. Okay, so this is a kind of if you've navigated your way here through the Pitt, you're going to have the same fun challenges of navigating your way through the new facility. So this is basically a look at the different levels within the Arena and the Sports Performance Center. So the Arena level is the 200 level. So that's the very bottom level. That's not shown here, but that's the 200 level is the Arena, the new arena for volleyball, wrestling, and gymnastics. The 300 level here, you can see, is all of our practice facilities. So there's the Spirit Squad, the volleyball practice facility, gymnastics, all right? When you head up to the 400 level, you have the wrestling area and the student athlete lounge and the student athlete lounge. On the 500 level, you get into the strength conditioning facility, all the sports performance, rehab, athletic training, data sports science, our nutrition area, and the 600 level will be the coaches' offices and some meeting rooms, and then the exterior part of the strength conditioning center. So there's an exterior piece that you'll take a look at. But it is constructed as this building is on very different levels. You'll come in and out at different levels, and the elevation is the beauty of it. It's also the challenge of it. But I think what we've been able to do with the windows and the lighting will really add to the, when you're training in the volleyball arena and the gymnastics arena and in the strength conditioning area, you're going to have all this natural light. It's going to be beautiful, just like we have the ability here at the Pitt to do. This is a look at the outdoor turf off of the strength conditioning. So the strength conditioning center is 2 levels. And this is on the 2nd level where all the cardio equipment, and then they'll have an outdoor turf where they can do, sled pushing and, sprinting and footwork and agility that our strength conditioning staff, led by Stephanie Mock, will do. And on that 600 level is also the coaches' offices on the interior on the back side. This is a look at the rooftop lawn. The unbelievable part that at first I was debating, well, do we need really green, like how, is this an important factor? And from a sustainability point, it's terrific. And from a usefulness standpoint, it will obviously be outstanding. So this lawn will connect, if you can see this back pathway, it will connect back to the new rec center that is being built on campus. So if you've come down O'Hara, you've seen the big giant hole in, the O'Hara garage is gone. O'Hara garage is gone. The LRDC building is gone, and the new rec center is going up there. So I'm not 100% sure which level. I think it's the 5th level that you come out of on the rec center, but you will come out and be able to walk on this pathway out of the back of the rec center. So, a lot of people have said the words upper campus, lower campus here at Pitt for a long time. And I really believe that this project will transform that verbiage, if you will, because we're going to be so much more connected. So the rec center will connect to this space and we'll all be one major campus. This space, I think people are absolutely going to love and enjoy. We envision watch parties. We envision activating this space maybe on game days. And just there's a lot of ideas that we all have. Obviously, I have an unbelievable view of the cathedral from this space. When we win, you know the lights will go up, and it's going to be a great space to really view things. This is another look, obviously, of the rooftop lawn. I just think it's going to be a place where our students in general and student athletes will have a chance to engage and relax and enjoy the outdoors here in Pittsburgh. So that's a look at that. This is the main entrance to the Victory Heights Arena. So as you come up the stairwell, the entrance to the arena is going to be halfway up the hill, right? Cardiac Hill. So it's going to be halfway up the hill. We have moved the statue, the Panthers statue that was at the bottom in the base of the Peterson Event Center. We've moved that halfway up. So I think the term is going to be, you know, meet me at the Panther statue, come take a picture, all that sort of thing. And this is going to be the main entrance into the arena. We've incorporated some really neat features, obviously architecturally. The bridge across the top, you know, is symbolic of our city and the connections that we all have. This is going to be an incredible hub of activity because right across, if you walk into the Peterson Event Center right here, you're in the food court area. So Chick-fil-A and all the rest of the eatery spaces are right here. And so this is a pretty major thoroughfare, and you'll come out of that eating area right into this beautiful space, this landing area and the entrance into the arena. And then this is a look at, obviously this arena will be configured into multiple looks. Volleyball, wrestling, gymnastics. We'll have concerts. We can host ACC, NCAA championships. We can do Pennsylvania State championships. We'll host camps and clinics. The community, you know, it's an opportunity for our community to be involved. But this is the configuration from a volleyball standpoint. We're going to have a center hung, obviously all of the amenities that you want for a world-class volleyball program, which is what we have, and really fortunate to have with Coach Fisher. So that's take a look at the volleyball configuration. This is gymnastics. You will meet our new women's gymnastics coach. She's flying in today, lands at 1 o'clock, and we're obviously doing her press conference tomorrow. But I'll just say it was a big part of recruiting a new coach to Pitt. You know, knowing that this is coming, knowing this is what you recruit to, and this is the again, that our expectations for excellence are actually going to match from a facility standpoint. We can say it all we want, but when you show recruits and you show coaches that this is what we mean, this is how important this program is at Pitt. This really demonstrates that. So that's take a look at our volleyball configuration, and obviously wrestling. We've got a lot of ideas about wrestling, kind of a raised mat look, which is what they do at the NCAA championships. You know, Nino knows what that looks like, walking out onto the final mat on the final day of the NCAA championships. We'll have some really neat courtside opportunities, and it'll be mat side, if you will, but it'll be loud and awesome configuration. The arena seats between 30, a little bit over 3,500 down to 2,500, depending on the configuration. Obviously, if we have an event, Pitt, Ohio State wrestling, and it goes above that, or, Pitt, Penn State volleyball, and we can always bring things into the Peterson Event Center. So we have that ability, but this, it'll be loud, it'll be sold out, it'll be packed, and it'll be the place to watch high caliber competition, not only just in the ACC but nationally. These are all the arena shots. This is what is in the arena. Obviously, there's locker rooms and some hosting areas, concessions, and things like that. Places for the media. We didn't forget about you guys, and it's all set up. But then in the Sports Performance Center, so now we're going to go back over the Sports Performance Center, we will have a volleyball, all those sports will have practice facilities. This is where they will train. And, as I talked to Chancellor Gallagher and our Board of Trustees from the very get-go about this project, I told them that these are our living and learning environments. Just like an academic center is, just like the academic buildings on our campus, this is where our teams live and learn. This is where our coaches teach every day and train. And so these will be their primary training facilities. Volleyball will have their own 2 courts designated only for them. Again, if you think about from a camp perspective in the summer, these will be camp opportunities. We'll be able to set up the arena for camps. They'll be able to maximize the Pitt. We can all switch it for basketball, right? So we're going to share a lot of different facilities. As we grow camps and those opportunities for young people to come to campus, we'll be able to do those sorts of things too. So this is volleyball. This is the gymnastics practice facility in the Sports Performance Center. Again, their own training space. This is, this is comparable to what we compete against every day. And then they have their own set of equipment for, their competition events. But this is just training where they will practice and train every day. Wrestling, really committed to having 4 mats for our wrestling program. We know what it takes, and I certainly know Coach Gavin knows what it takes to build national champions. And this will be his new space to do that. And used to be able to say, wrestlers can just train anywhere, put them in a basement and roll out a mat, right? But that's not really what we expect, and those are not our expectations anymore. And so this will really elevate their level and ability to train. I don't know how many of you have all been in, I'm just curious, raise a hand. How many people have been in the wrestling practice facility? Okay. Do you think we have some poles that we have to wrestle around, right? Do you think all of our guys can get out and wrestle at the same time? They can't in our current facility. So this will really allow our coaches. There's actually a little corner as you go around in the old one. There's a little corner, and so some guys sort of hide in the corner when they don't want to go hard, And so this, you can't really hide in this space. So coaches will see everybody every second of the practice, which is great. But it's an awesome, really, commitment to our wrestling program. And then cheer and dance, honestly, they've never had a home. They're a little bit of the nomads, and they practice here, practice there. Teresa Nuzzo, has been here 40 years. The amount of dedication and time and energy that she has given to our cheer and dance teams over the years is tough to describe. But the fact that they've never had a home and a place to designate as where they go and train and they prepare, they are at, as you know, you guys are at every event. The Spirit and Dance team are at every single event, not just athletic events, but campus events and community events. And they are really terrific ambassadors and representatives of our athletic department. And so they will have their own space here for them to train and practice and prepare for games, competitions, and the like. And then this is probably the biggest, every part of it I love, but I do love the Marchek Family Strength Conditioning Center. This is a gift from Jeff and Sandra Marchek, who you'll obviously get a chance to meet later today. Student athletes can train on their own anytime that they want, right? And our strength conditioning coaches are really an extension of our coaching staff. They are invaluable to what we do. And to put them in a place that is designed by our strength conditioning coaches demonstrates the importance placed on this area, the amount of sports science, that's a whole industry. Data analytics is a whole industry. Sports science is a whole industry that has really grown. And we have an extraordinary team. Dr. Felix Prosser is the lead of that. We have sports scientists who measure everything that our kids do from a competitive standpoint, from a training standpoint, practice. And so we'll have a sports science area dedicated within this strength conditioning area. And it's just elevating what we currently do in a space that really matches our expectations. Sports medicine and hydrotherapy, about almost 10,000 square feet in this space. 16 of our 19 teams, just remember, 16 of our 19 teams will be working out and training in this facility every day. So men's and women's basketball will stay here, football stays on the south side, but every other sport will be utilizing these facilities. So it's about almost 85% of our student athletes. And so we have world-class team physicians. UPMC is an unbelievable partner to us, and their team doctors are extraordinary. Our athletic trainers are first class, our mental health specialists. So they will be in this state-of-the-art sports medicine space. Again, not what we have currently in the field house. So And then obviously nutrition is huge. And so we'll have a nutrition fueling station. Our nutritionists, full-time nutritionists will be able to be there and be prepared for whichever team is coming in, whichever team is, there's pre-workout things you eat, there's post-workout things we eat. We all could do better at all those kinds of things. And they are here for our student athletes all the time from training and, just nutrition, fueling, what they need to put in their bodies before and after from a recovery standpoint. So, and that'll come right off of these are the doors into the strength conditioning space. So this is sort of the center hub when you come up the main stairwell. So that's a look at kind of everything as it relates to, the arena, the sports performance center, the flow of it, what's included. I just have to say, most importantly, a huge thank you to Chancellor Gallagher. Without him, this project would not be happening. He was incredibly supportive. We announced this, if you'll remember, on January 14th, 2020. And we talked about, this vision. Secondly, and most importantly, our Board of Trustees. I remember very early on, I toured them through the field house one day in August. It was a pretty hot August day, and we didn't have air conditioning in that facility at the time. And, they believe that the experience for our student athletes here at Pitt needed to be enhanced and improved. And without their support and belief, and this would not be happening. And so I just want to say a huge thank you to Chancellor Gallagher and our Board of Trustees for believing in our vision and believing in the importance of our living and learning environments for our student athletes. This will elevate and be long-lasting and make just a significant difference in our student athletes' lives, in our coaches' experiences, our coaches' ability to recruit and develop our student athletes. We're just really grateful because you want to put your coaches and student athletes in a position for success, and you do that with the right people to start, and I believe we have the right people here. You add great facilities to extraordinary coaches, and you can build and sustain success. And that's what we're here to do. We're committed to excellence, and we're building champions every day, and we're going to do it here in Victory Heights. So with that, I'm happy to answer questions. Can
you quantify the cost of all this?
Yes.
What percent the donors are going to be involved in this?
Yeah. So currently, it is a $240 million project for both of the facilities, if you will. It's really one big giant facility, but they have separate purposes. We've raised a little over $12 million to date. We have naming rights opportunities, obviously, on the arena and the Sports Performance Center, the courts. There's a lot of opportunities, and we continue to have interest and support, and we're grateful for that. And, our development team stands ready and excited to continue to get people engaged. I would say historically, when you talk about a vision, it's hard to sell it until they actually see it happening. And so I think today is our opportunity to show not just all of you, but all of our, Pitt fans and the Pitt Nation and Panthers everywhere, that it's really happening. And if you've been a part and you want to support all of our student athletes and the concept about comprehensive excellence, there's a way to do it. And so it's moving, and we're certainly excited about that.
That vision obviously started before the pandemic. What impact did that have on the planning? Any changes that either it forced upon you guys or gave your team and everyone involved chances, I guess, to reevaluate and say, hey, let's do this, because we normally wouldn't have because of changes that it made?
Right. So we did announce it January 14th, had no idea that there was a worldwide pandemic approaching us. And I think the only change that happened was really, it was about a pause, about a year pause. And again, I would just credit Chancellor Gallagher and our Board of Trustees for staunchly staying supportive of this vision and project. We continued to work on refinements. What do we really need? What's the best use of the space? Do we need, 4 volleyball courts, 3, 2? We did some value engineering throughout that process just to see what was the greatest use of the space and the funds. And then we really just paused about a year. And so this will open in the fall of 25. Originally, we designed it to open in the fall of 24.
What will happen to the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse? You
Yeah, well, it's a great question. Well, currently we have our track team is in there still. So the last phase of Victory Heights is to build an indoor track and band complex. And obviously we had announced that, Herb Douglas's name would be on the indoor track. And so we owe it, that's going to happen. So we're going to build an indoor track and band complex. And once that is built, then we can vacate the field house and the university will determine really the best use. There hasn't been anything definitive decided on that space, but it will become university property.
Can you remind me where that track and band?
Yeah, so it's going to go where the current dome is right now. So we will take down that dome. It was it's a temporary structure, but there's a new chiller plant that they had to build first. That actually, if you come up the back way, I don't know the names of roads, so I apologize, but if you come up the back way, I think that's how they say it in Pittsburgh, right? You turn right, you go around the back way, whatever, where this building used to be or that gas station used to be. It will be right next to the new chiller plant that's built. There's a flat piece of property, believe it or not. And that's where our indoor track and band complex, we've never had a home for our 300-person band. And so that will be a awesome opportunity for them to have a home as well.
Heather, obviously the architecture is different than in other places, but what do you like that's truly unique when you think about this facility compared to, say, others that you saw?
Yeah, I would say the elevation factors, right? The fact that it's not on one flat piece of property and you start on one level, you enter the door on the ground level and you walk all the way through it and you enter on the exact same level. So I think the fact that we were able to incorporate a lot of natural light is going to be, just great for the spirit, for the mental health of our student athletes. From a training standpoint, you see the sun when it comes out here. And then the views of the cathedral, the views of the rest of the campus. So to be able to connect to the back of the rec center via walkway, I think is going to be really cool as well. You can come into the rec center, go up to the 5th floor, come out on the green lawn, on the rooftop lawn. So I think it just has some really unique. Everybody says you can't build it here in Pittsburgh. How can you build it? And you find a way, right? And so I think the way that it's going to be situated within the campus with the rec center and the dorms and the Peterson Event Center and the flow of traffic, I think is going to be unique.
Is there a target date for the track and band facility?
Yeah, I'd like it to be 1 year behind.
To 26?
Yeah.
And is the rec center for the general student population, is that a separate project with a separate timeline?
It is. That broke ground about a year ago. So the rec center, which is going to be, again, a game-changing project here on campus, much, much needed. I don't even think our students know how awesome it's going to be. It is 9 stories, pools, fueling smoothie plate, places to gather, practice gyms, basketball courts, all sorts of climbing walls. There's all sorts of amenities in that rec center. That will open in the fall of 24. So literally like a year and a half from now, almost a little bit more. And then the Arena and Sports Performance Center will open in the fall of 25. And I'd love to see our track open the following year.
About the aesthetics.
Yeah.
You don't find too many athletic facilities that look this green. Talk to me about how important that was and the sustainability of this entire project.
Yes. So, and I'm not an expert in sustainability language and verbiage, but I will do my best. So, yes, it was really important. The green rooftop was not inexpensive, and it was important from a sustainability standpoint. They are working on the LEED certification, and they're going for the gold LEED certification. We haven't. That is a process that the construction team does. There's also stormwater reuse and repurpose in the way in which the infrastructure of the campus is with the chilled water plant. So there's a reuse of water built into the stormwater sewage piece of the project. And it's really important, sustainability, right? Having green environments, recyclability of things, that's really important in today's day and age when you build. The other, from a technology standpoint, to be able to build new arenas, we obviously have the ACC network. Our teams are good, so they're going to be on the ACC network, so we're able to build in a lot of those elements that we had to, add here at the Peterson Event Center. We had to add Pitt Studios and the infrastructure. In this arena, we'll have the planning ahead of time to be able to do the technology as well.
Heather, you mentioned you've already raised $12 million in
Mm-hmm.
naming rights opportunities. Is 2 years enough time to raise the remainder of what you need?
Oh, yeah. Well, 2 years is enough time to continue to raise money. We will debt service the rest of it, whatever is not, and that's in our financial plan over the next, years.
You mentioned how the new place is going to be able to host concerts and other events
Yes.
as well. Will the Peterson Event Center, I assume, still also be part of that, and how that balance out with different events?
Right. So currently, ASM Global is the management company that runs the Peterson Event Center for us and does an exceptional job. We have not formalized an agreement with them with the new arena, but we're hopeful. I think that would be an ideal situation because they would have 2 venues here to be able to capitalize on opportunities that come their way. And yeah, they're exceptional. They know, we've been able to bring acts here that we hadn't done, and we're starting to utilize this building in more, ways when we can, create revenue opportunities for both buildings at the same time. We're excited to be able to host ACC championships, other types of championships. We just had the NCAA regionals for gymnastics here. So we will continue to do those sorts of partnership opportunities, and hopefully ASM Global will be our management company in the new arena too.
You touched on it a second ago about how you compared other facilities around the country. Talk a little bit about how this is going to compare to what you've seen from some of the bigger schools around the country.
Yeah, no, everybody, your facilities matter. They make a difference. Everyone says leadership matters, you win with people, and that is without a doubt the foundation. You have to have the right coaches, and you've got to have the right student athletes. But in today's competitive world, everybody has invested in facilities, and across the board, not just football and basketball, right? And so when we look at our competition in the ACC and in other conferences, other Power 5 conferences, these are very comparable. We're not going to be, I think we're going to be over the top because of the look of the building and the fact that people don't expect it. When I've sent it to friends and the colleagues in the industry, they're like, where is that? And so I think that is going to be the surprise factor that Pitt did this. And ours will be exceptional, but they'll be very comparable with what we compete against, from a volleyball standpoint, wrestling, gymnastics, and then to allow, soccer, baseball, softball, lacrosse, swimming, they're all going to be training in these world-class brand new facilities, which will really elevate their experience. Everybody, all of these people are currently in the field house. Every one of those teams.
We are approaching 11:45. As Heather wraps up, just so you know, Coach Cable's in town. He'll do graduate to speak on base passing. So please, you're welcome to stay for that. Do we have any other final questions for Heather? Please.
Heather, I know this is a break from the Victory Heights questions, but is there any update or finalization on a potential extension with your position?
No, there's nothing new. Yeah.
We plan on keeping her for a very long time. How about that? I'll step into the breach.
I report to EJ.
Don't we all?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
I don't know in my house.
I wanted to ask, just as, you build this new facility, you're bringing more events into this area of Oakland. I'm just sort of looking at the map. First of all, does Aliquippa Street move? Do you have to, or are you still bordered by Aliquippa Street?
On the top part, yeah, no, it does not move. If you've been up there, obviously on the past the dorms, they've reconfigured it as it comes down through, and it doesn't have the same curve that it once had, and it's still closed off. It's still under construction. But no, Aliquippa will still border on that side of our facilities,
Right.
yes.
And then, so I'm looking at that facility, the Pitt, and then, you mentioned the track band complex sort of on the other side, in between a lot of parking. Is there, because you're going to have even more events, is there even more of a priority that you have to keep that parking in place? The OC lot, the trees, are those sort of untouchable areas?
Yeah, I would say nothing's untouchable. I mean, because, we all reconfigure, you have to have a vision and you have to plan out. A lot of these events, students are coming to, they're walking to, but no, I mean, fans, we will keep those lots until we don't need them. Maybe the field house turns into a parking garage. There's opportunities. We have ideas around the spaces that are available, but I would say nothing's untouchable.